at least to start, Leiter's going to be pitching in Frisco?
Yeah, and I think that's according to plan. And what we don't know is how long he'll stay there. And I think the hope is that at some point this year he sort of graduates to AAA and gets some level of experience pitching in AAA, which obviously will be dictated by the success he has in AA. When that might happen, but that's the first step for Jack is AA, and then you get him to AAA this year. If you get him at the end of the year, then maybe you don't feel the urgency to rush him to the big league level to start next year. Give him 5-10 AAA starts early next year, and then he comes up. But if he just dominates AA hitting to the extent that he spends half the year in AAA, then who knows? I don't think the Rangers have any interest in rushing Jack Leiter. I don't think that there's any need to rush him. But they also, as an organization, they've never been one to hold guys back. I mean, if Jack Leiter is performing at a high level, they'll advance him. I don't think we're going to see him this year. I would be absolutely shocked if we saw him this year. But I do think there's a chance we see him a part of the opening day roster next year if he stays healthy. And if not, then I think shortly after opening day, he will be a big leaguer next year as long as, again, the health is number one and the performance obviously right behind that.
Why would it be so shocking? Is it because you've been watching him in Arizona and you just don't think he's ready, or it would be rare for a pitcher with that profile to make it in his first year out of college?
Yeah, I think those two things for sure. Even he's the second overall pick, so obviously one of the top players in the draft. Even first overall picks sometimes, they take a full year in the minors before they come up. I do think he's got to work on some things, nothing that, you wouldn't expect from a guy that, is as young as he is. But I just think a part of it, Gavin, is there's no need to rush him, right? And it's not about service time. It's not about manipulating that at all. It's just let's give this kid time to, be able to work things out in AA and be able to work things out in AAA and, have success at those levels, not just for 2 starts or 5 starts, but let's get him 10 starts and have him feel like he's having success and maybe face teams a second or a third time. So he deals with that at AAA, and then, you bring him up again, it could be to start next season or shortly thereafter. There's just, with the Rangers' timeline to win, there's no reason why he needs to be up. Like David Price came up the year he was drafted for Tampa Bay because they were making a World Series run and they felt like David Price could help them immediately out of the bullpen.
That's what I was going to ask you, Jared. That's exactly what I was going to ask you, because what if the Rangers all of a sudden are in the wild card hunt and they need somebody to just come in there and try and be that third, fourth guy, whatever, to maybe get this thing over the hump?
And I would say that if it's in a starting capacity, I don't know that I want to put that on a kid with less than 1 year of minor league experience who already has a ton of hype and expectation, which I think he is. I spent about 25 minutes talking with Jack about a week ago, just one-on-one, and got a sense for kind of how he's wired. And I don't think that any of that stuff bothers him. He grew up in a major league clubhouse. Yeah. I think he's totally prepared for that. And, as much as can be, Vanderbilt's a high-profile college. There were a lot of eyes on him last year, but I think that if you need an extra bump in the rotation to make a playoff push, I think you're going to do it by acquiring an already established starter. And the other thing, too, Broadus, is I think, Cole Winn could be that guy this year. Okay. Right? Okay. I think Cole Winn will be a major leaguer this year as long as he stays healthy, obviously starting the year in AAA. And then, guys, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jack Leiter just goes to AA and is so incredibly dominant, and 6 weeks in, they're like, this is just not a challenge for him, and he goes to AAA, and he's so incredibly dominant, and it's like they can't hold him back. Like they're maybe. But I would expect there to be some growing pains, because remember, he hasn't thrown a single professional pitch yet. And so I do think there are some natural growing pains that will take place and will unfold over the course of the year that will be good for him and prepare him to be a big leaguer next year.
Jared, you talk about the AA and AAA. Is there an area in the minor leagues that is better than the other? I mean, is AA baseball, I know AAA is the higher level and all that, but is the AA experience for him going to be better than what we see in AAA?
That's a good question. I think in a lot of cases, it's not team to team, it's not always the case, but the thought is that first of all, the big jump is from whatever level of A ball to Double A. Double A is where you really get tested for the first time, and some of those natural and very common flaws that hitters or pitchers in A ball, high A have, like it just, you don't see that in Double A. Double A is typically the level where there are more prospects. Triple A's, got guys who are
older dudes.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some prospects, right? I mean, Cole Winn, for example, he's going to be in Triple A. Leody Taveras, Bubba Thompson, Sam Huff, they're going to be in Triple A. But you also have Kohei Arihara. You got guys who have big league experience, and they're not prospects, but they're kind of they're 4A guys, or they're a veteran like a Charlie Culberson type. Charlie's going to make the team, but like a guy like that, guy that's got a number of years as a big leaguer, but just couldn't make a roster or what have you. So it's just a different makeup of guys. The Double A talent the ceiling is typically higher, but it's a lot more raw. You're going to get guys in Triple A. Why it's such a good test? They've got that major league savvy. They just might not have the same natural abilities as some of the prospects in AAA or a lot of the prospects in AA.
Jared, Tex is asking, we got to run, but do you know what day Leiter's going to make his first start in Frisco?
I don't. I think I saw something about it. Was April 15th? Is there? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he's their opening day starter. So whatever opening day is, and if they open on the road, I'm not familiar with their schedule, then I would, I guess, just do the math and try and figure it out. But I don't know a date at this time, unfortunately.